Someone around you may be lying today. The disturbing part is, your brain might help them. Most people believe they can spot dishonesty quickly, yet manipulation often succeeds without obvious warning signs. What if the reason is not their skill, but hidden patterns operating inside your mind? Stay with me, because understanding those patterns can change how every future conversation feels. Think about the last time someone broke a promise, twisted facts, or avoided responsibility completely. You probably noticed something felt wrong, yet you ignored that feeling and trusted anyway. Here's where it gets interesting. Your brain often prefers comfort over uncomfortable truth. That preference quietly opens the door for dishonest people to walk straight through. By the end of this video, you will understand why manipulation feels surprisingly effective sometimes. You will learn how liars identify vulnerable targets before speaking more than several sentences. Most importantly, you will discover practical psychological habits that make deception dramatically harder. And once you notice these habits, you cannot completely return to seeing people normally. Why your brain misses the warning signs. Many people think manipulation succeeds because liars are clever, confident, or naturally persuasive individuals. The truth is simpler. Your brain constantly searches for shortcuts to save energy daily. Instead of investigating every claim carefully, your mind fills gaps using assumptions and trust. That shortcut helps relationships function smoothly, but it also creates opportunities for deception. Imagine meeting someone who seems friendly, helpful, and emotionally supportive from the beginning. Your brain immediately starts building a positive story around that person without evidence. Once that story forms, contradictory signals become harder for your conscious mind noticing. The scary part is, most manipulation begins long before the first obvious lie appears. Researchers often describe the brain as a prediction machine, rather than a truth detector. It constantly guesses what happens next, using previous experiences and emotional expectations. When someone matches those expectations, your brain relaxes and lowers its defensive attention. That relaxed state feels pleasant, but it can make dishonesty harder to recognize. The hidden test liars use. Most dishonest people rarely begin with major lies, because that strategy creates unnecessary risk. Instead, they test small boundaries first, and carefully study your reactions afterward. They watch whether you question details, notice inconsistencies, or challenge suspicious explanations calmly. The moment they sense easy trust, they gain valuable information about your limits. Think of manipulation like a fisherman testing water before casting a larger net. Small exaggerations, tiny excuses, and harmless-sounding stories become psychological experiments first. If nobody questions those stories, confidence grows, and larger deceptions often follow later. But something strange happens next, when you stop responding the way they expect. People who respect honesty generally appreciate thoughtful questions and clear communication during conversations. Manipulative individuals often prefer speed because deeper examination threatens their carefully built narrative. That difference creates an important clue most people overlook every single day. Watch who welcomes clarity and who becomes uncomfortable when details receive attention. The power of strategic silence. One of the strongest tools against deception is surprisingly simple and completely free. When something feels questionable, resist filling silence with reassurance, jokes, or quick agreement. Remain calm, maintain attention, and allow a few seconds of quiet observation. Because silence creates pressure, and pressure often reveals what words try hiding. Observer mode, the reaction they cannot read. Silence becomes even more powerful when combined with something I call observer mode. Most people reveal their thoughts instantly through facial expressions, tone, and emotional reactions. Liars study those reactions carefully because they provide feedback about deception effectiveness immediately. When your reactions stay calm and neutral, that feedback suddenly disappears completely. This does not mean becoming cold, distant, or emotionally disconnected from other people. It means listening carefully without broadcasting every judgment forming inside your mind. Honest people usually feel comfortable with this calm presence and steady attention. Manipulators often become uneasy because they cannot predict what you truly believe. Ask better questions. Most people accidentally ask questions that make lying incredibly easy and convenient. Questions requiring simple yes or no answers provide very little useful information. Instead, invite detailed explanations that require genuine memories and specific experiences. Real experiences contain natural details, while fabricated stories often struggle under pressure. Here's where it gets interesting. Truth usually remains consistent from different angles. Ask someone to explain events again later, using a different sequence or perspective. People describing real experiences generally stay grounded because memories remain connected naturally. Invented stories require constant maintenance, and maintenance becomes difficult over time. The body speaks too. Words are only one part of communication because the body constantly participates. Pay attention to clusters of behavior instead of chasing single dramatic signals. A nervous gesture alone proves nothing because everyone experiences stress sometimes. But several unusual signals together can reveal important psychological discomfort underneath. Notice when confidence in someone's words conflicts with uncertainty inside their behavior. Watch for sudden changes appearing during specific parts of a conversation. Those moments often deserve additional curiosity, rather than immediate judgment or confrontation. Remember, your goal is understanding reality, not winning arguments against people. Protecting your information. Another mistake many people make is sharing personal information far too quickly. Every detail about fears, weaknesses, and emotional triggers carries potential influence power. Healthy relationships earn deeper access gradually through consistency, respect, and trust. Not everyone deserves immediate access to your private emotional landscape. Instead of explaining every decision extensively, practice becoming comfortable with simple boundaries. A respectful no often communicates more strength than lengthy defensive explanations. People who genuinely respect you rarely require endless justification for reasonable choices. And the most manipulative people usually dislike boundaries because boundaries limit control. Training your intuition. Your intuition is not magic, yet it notices patterns before conscious awareness. Sometimes you sense discomfort long before identifying the exact reason behind it. Rather than ignoring that feeling, treat it like valuable preliminary information. Then gather observations patiently until the larger pattern becomes impossible overlooking. Instead of forcing motivation, your brain needs small systems that compound quietly over time. That is the exact philosophy behind quiet growth and meaningful psychological development. After important conversations, spend 2 minutes reviewing what felt consistent or suspicious. This simple habit strengthens awareness and sharpens judgment more than people expect. The real secret: standards, not detection. Ultimately, the strongest protection is refusing to normalize dishonesty inside your relationships. When honesty becomes a requirement instead of a preference, everything changes dramatically. Your brain stops chasing approval and starts recognizing who deserves genuine trust. Practice one lesson from today and notice how differently people respond this week.